In this video, we're going to talk about how psychometrics can actually be applied in occupational therapy practice. To review, psychometrics is focused on reliability and validity of outcome measures. Reliability means, is this outcome measure consistent? Does it give repeatable results? And valid is whether the measure is accurate, whether it's actually measuring what we think it's supposed to be measuring. The kinds of questions you can use reliability and validity constructs to answer are things like, am I doing this right? Am I getting consistent measurements with this outcome measure? Are we doing this right? If we have 3 or 4 clinicians, are they all getting similar results with the outcome measure? Are you asking the right questions? Are all the questions in your survey measuring the same thing? And does this work? Is the measure actually measuring what you think it's measuring? Now, intuitively, reliability and validity both work similarly. You're going to measure something, and then you're going to see if the results of what you measured agree with something else. To actually operationalize this and put it into practice, you need to nail down details. So what are you comparing your measurements to? How are you doing the comparison? How close is close enough? And how many measurements do you need? You need to know the answer to all these questions before you can actually implement some sort of reliability or validity analysis. Intra-Rater reliability is looking at whether two raters, come up with the same results when they measure the same group of people at the same time. Intra-Rater reliability means the same rater looking at the same people gets the same results. Now, this is typically done with something like you have people engage in some activity, you rate them, and you also videotape them. And then you go back later and look at the videotape and rate them again and see if those two ratings agreed. Test-retest reliability. You have the same people take the same test 2 different times and see if they agree. Internal consistency, same people take one test, usually a survey instrument, you break it up into 2 parts. Do the 2 parts agree? Criterion validity. We're measuring the same people at the same time, and we're comparing the results we get to some gold standard. If we're interested in concurrent validity, that means we take our measure and we use the gold standard at the same time. Predictive validity, we use the gold standard at a different time. But in both cases, criterion validity means we're comparing our measure with some kind of gold standard. This table tries to summarize some of these ideas. So test-retest reliability, there's one clinician, 2 different time measurements, and the 2 results from the same instrument get compared. Intra-Rater reliability, 2 clinicians, 2 clients, or 1 client at the same time, and you're comparing those measurements. Intra-Rater client, the 1 clinician, 1 client at time 1 and a recording, you're comparing those results. Criterion validity, you've got 1 clinician, you're measuring the client, and you're comparing it to some sort of gold standard.